Welcome back to Grouse 4x4. This time, what you're going to see is we're going to be removing this tray, getting the car ready for paint, and then painting the entire car on this documented series. Nah, just joking. Welcome back to Grouse 4x4, guys. We're going to rip into pulling this bad boy off. 6 bolts, got to take off 2 roll cage joiners, and then as you can see, I've already got my block chain, I'm not 100% what they're called, strapped up, drive the car out, and once we drive that car out, we are ready to start prepping it all for paint. Quick side note, I forgot to say or explain, I'm not 100% if this is going to work. I hope my sealing handles the weight, and if it doesn't, you might get a good giggle out of it. So enjoy. Trust the old seat. That's the one, baby. I didn't record that. Oh my god. I was standing on my little bucket, undoing the strap, and it was scary because it was just like falling straight at me. Now I can let it down, hopefully. Would you look at that? It's down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I paint the undersides even though you probably don't need to. It's all pre-primed steel, but I'm going to do it anyway. So once I put the tray floor on, I don't have to worry about it again. I went down to the paint shop, spoke to them. Apparently you can roll this on too if you want, but I'm going to spray it out of the gun because it'll be a better finish. Direct to metal rust preventative paint. It's called Top Coat. It's POR 15. I believe it's an American brand. Now it is in chassis black. I opted for chassis black because it doesn't have a bright glossy shine to it. I want my tray and my bar work to be a little bit duller than the car this time. Last time I done all my bar work in 2K paint and it was just all the same from front to back. So I'm going to separate it this time and do chassis black, main part of the car in the nice 2K paint, and then sliders and bull bar is all going to be in this. The whole point that you can roll it on because it's self-leveling apparently. I could always brush it on later on if I had to, or a small roller, and it'll be self-leveling for whenever I damage my bar work or anything like that. Be nice and easy. Now this tin cost me $100. It's not cheap, but it should do about 6 square meters, I reckon. So 6 square meters, obviously, 2x2 tray, that's 4. You can thin it. They didn't have the thinners there. They said you must use the thinners from this brand to thin it. Don't use anything else. So I just won't bother thinning it then. As for shooting it out of a gun, I've gone with a 2mm nozzle. Your most standard paint or your 2K paint and that, you will probably want like a 1.3, 1.4 sort of nozzle, like a smaller end. Because it's a thicker little bit of paint, you need a bigger nozzle. So 2mm is what I've gone with. So let's rip some onto this underside of the tray so I can put the tray floor on and get on to the next step. When I went to Bunnings today, I grabbed this little sucker here. Seal roll, 40mm wide, 3mm high, and it has a sticky side on it. So what I'm going to go do, 5 meters worth, I'm going to go and stick this onto my cross member supports just to try and take out a bit of that tinny sound from the tray floor. We'll put this on and then I can put the floor back on and paint the floor, which is great. That paint says you don't need to prime anything, just says for new metals to make sure it's clean. So this is going to go just in between where my rib nuts are, something like that. Ooh, that's sticky on my leg hairs. Sick. Let's put this floor back on, eh? Righto, wax and greased everything, and then I just gave the gun a little bit of a test spray. I'm going to etch prime all my welds, all my polished areas, and the whole aluminium tray bed, just because it's bare metal. And then the rest doesn't really need to be etch primed. Guess we're not painting this yet. Brand new gun that I trial sprayed yesterday, and it keeps doing like a weird splattery situation. So I don't know what its fucking problem is. Take 2. So we had a slight mishap. the paint that I was recommending, the POR 15, was no good. Might be good for you, but it was no good for me. So we've ended up going down to 2K route. So we've got our primer filler, as you can see, sprayed on. The primer filler decided to react with the POR 15 in certain spots on the bull bar and only literally like on the tray. It was weird. I don't know. I did only paint the bull bar and then like a couple test patches here, so I'm guessing it just reacted badly with it. I had to wait for it to dry. Gemma had to sand it all today to get it back. And now I'm going to go and primer filler it again. Ended up with a 2K. So we're going down a high build primer. Then we're just going a black base coat and then just a 2K clear. It is high gloss, but it's just going to be black, and then the car will obviously be its own color, and then all the bar work will be the same. So now that this is ready and cleaned, I'm going to go prime it again. I've got the heaters on in here. It's nice and warm, which is good. So hopefully it doesn't fuck my paint up. I'm playing with fire. I'm literally playing with fire. This could go good or it could go bad.
Have you talked about your heaters?
No, I have not talked about my heaters. I have 2 heaters in here already. So I got one up on the ceiling up there. It's okay. Warms up directly below it. It's not the greatest. I went and brought another one the other day. It's like an instant infrared heater. I think it's a 2400 watt. It goes max temperature 45. Got a little remote for it. It's actually pretty cool. It was like $200. So I put that one there, and like where I'm standing here, I'm 2 meters away from it, and I can feel the heat off it. Like it is hot. So I went and brought another one of them today. And then I also have like an LPG gas heater as well. What I'm going to do is when I roll the car in, where it's going to be situated, it's going to have a heater on the front of it and a heater on the back of it. And I was saying to Gemma before, I was talking to a friend, Chris, Bad News 4x4 on Instagram. I was talking to him about it. He's a panel beater. He said it's not necessarily the ambient temperature, it's the panel temperature. He goes, so if you really have to, heat the panels up first. So that's why I'm going to park the car as close as possible to the heaters, direct all the heat onto the car. And if I have to, I'm going to go borrow the hairdryer from inside. Don't tell Gemma. And I'll sit out here and heat the panels up and then keep all the doors closed so it's like an oven in here. I do have a little temperature gauge over there as well. Close as possible to temperature and then have the heaters on it. And if I have the heaters on, hopefully it should be warm enough. Because if you don't, the paint will go very, very bad very, very quickly. Stay tuned, because if it does, this could be an episode about learning what not to do when painting your car.
How to save money.
Yeah, how to save money. Do it at the end of the year. But I have a trip booked in like 2 weeks.
12 days.
12 days. I got 12 days to get the car painted, driving fully. For reference, front locker's not wired in, rear locker wasn't working, fuel tank's not fully plumbed in. I got some wiring and stuff to do. I don't have any seats. I got no floor. I got a new gauge I got to install. But yeah, 12 days. 12 days. Watch this space. Well, the Bogan booth worked. So with my couple of heaters in here, I painted these last night at like 7 o'clock, 7:30. It was cold outside, but none of the paint reacted weirdly or anything like that, which is good. So now the job is remove all this out of here, bring car in, paint car today. And then hopefully if I paint car today, I can assemble everything again tomorrow. And then it's driving roller, looking pretty. So if I can do that today, I'm going to be over the moon. Hopefully it goes to plan. Fingers crossed. I don't know if I'm going to stress about making the body work 110% around the cut and the rest of the car with all the little small dings here and there, prepping the body, getting it all Mickey Mouse and nice. It's pretty close. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like at the end. I might just push it because I don't have much time. So I'm just going to probably just prime it and just straight over it, no more body work. Because like I said, I do not have a day or two to even think about doing body work and waiting for it to all dry and sanding and polishing. And yeah, well, we made it into the shed. Heater positioning, that one above the roof up there, I need to move probably back 1 meter. It's directly above the roof. Be great for heating the roof, but I want it to heat the rear wall. And this one here is aiming directly like at the bonnet here. I might even shift it down just a little so it's more at the front of the bonnet. We'll go and take this snorkel out, take windscreen wipers off, lights out. That may be it. I might just tape up the grill. Be the easiest way to go. Refix this bad boy. It's just sitting there. So hopefully by this afternoon we're sort of painting. it's all masked up now. What I do with these tight little corners with the rubber, I just run the tape over the body panel, and then I get a knife and run the knife just on the underside, under the rubber, and then pick off the bit you've cut. Then you can get nice like corners around everything. Or you could probably take the window out, but this is the easiest way I know, because I ain't taking the window out. We're all masked up now, wax and grease removed, absolutely everything. Because the rear wall is just bare metal, I'm gonna go etch prime that now. Everything touch-wise just there is beautiful. Like, it's not cold, it's warm. So hopefully it's perfect for painting. I'm not an expert, but that's what I've been told. Warm to the touch. Should dry. A little bit patchy where the sander hit. That's gonna amplify the fuck out of it.
Yeah, look, either you don't take it till this go and you do it properly, or we just paint it, slap paint on it, and do it again whenever you can.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, primer's down, it's dry because it's that hot in here, which is good. Bodywork is not great, but hey, I kind of don't have the time, so I'm thinking I'm just going to send it, and then potentially later in the year when it's nice and hot and warm again and I don't have pressure of doing things, I might repaint it again. It ain't going to look the greatest. It's going to look good from afar, but if you look really close, you're going to see all the imperfections. At the moment, I don't care. I may not paint it again because I may send it and just munt it anyway. So time to wax some beautiful paint color on it. Wait till you see this color. From all my photos and Instagram and everything, it just looks black. I'll give you a close-up shot when I'm done. It's not actually black. God damn, that looks good. I've done about 3 or 4 clear coats. I'm just gonna take a seat, play the waiting game, sip on my coffee. We're just gonna sit here and just stare into the abyss and just dream about full driving. We're so close, I can feel it. So excited. The reason I am sitting here and waiting, so the 3 times I've painted cars in my life, I found the best way to take the tape and everything off is let it set for probably 10-15 minutes so it gets like a skin on it in a way. Don't touch it, so the clear coat gets a little bit of a skin on it. Once it gets that little bit of a skin, peel all the tapes and plastics off then, because what it does is it's not fully set to the tape yet, so it doesn't flake it, because if it fully set, it could potentially flake it. This is just me going off what I'm talking about here and what I've learned with painting cars a couple of times. 15-20 minutes, sort of let it tack up a little bit, and then peel all your tapes off, and then let it cure overnight. I'll let it cure overnight before I even think about putting any bar work or anything back on. I'm just going to sit here, fold my legs, you know, relax, look at the birds. Might rain soon. My God, it's looking good. I can smell the burning rubber on the rocks already. Nice birds. Heard the expression, watching paint dry? That's what I'm doing. I'm watching paint dry. Well, not technically watching it, but I could just crack this door open and watch the paint dry. Whoa! There's like 5 fighter jets. Get a load of that. You see what happens when you sit out here in beautiful nature and just observe what's going on. That probably happens every day around here, and I don't pay attention to it because I'm too busy in here. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Are you ready for this? Let me just move my giant chair. Are you ready? So all the tapes and stuff are off, except for around my windscreen wipers, but they're okay because they're not touching any panel. So that was just so I didn't get paint on the thread. Yeah, we can put it back together tomorrow with all the fresh bar work, the tray, put the rear window in, and just finalize everything, which will be unbelievable, because this was my last big job I had to do. Now it's just a heap of small things like wire and lockers and just little bits and pieces like that. I did get a sneaky little upgrade. I don't know if I'll get it in before my trip or not, but I brought a boost compensated fuel pump built for 200 horsepower. So The old HZ's going to probably hate life, but hey, got some go fast bits. Also got a new gauge for inside that I needed. I accidentally broke mine when I did it. I'll run it through further when I actually do the inside fitting, which will be next video anyway. The final 10% things, or not final, because I'm just going to worry about getting it driving so I can go on my trip. And then I've still got to order like a new floor and stuff and whatnot. I do have some spicy seats coming too, so keep a lookout for those. How are you? Morning. So we're going to go with our rear windows install first. That way we're not fighting it once the tray and stuff's on. So we'll put this in first. Now, looking at it, the rubber seal here, you may want to get a close up on it. So my understanding, one side's very flared open and one's not. The very flared open side, I'm going to put that on first. So all that's going to go to the cab material, where the side that's not, which will be harder to get on, I'll put on the window first. So I'm going to cut it all. And there's also a groove in the middle here. It has an infill strip to go in it afterwards. But my guess with this as well is you want that on the inside, so that's what you're flexing, and you're not trying to flex this outside rubber. It doesn't have much movement, so that's what I'm going to do anyway. As for where I'm going to join the rubber, I'm probably just going to go smack bang in the middle at the bottom of the window. The reason I'm going to go bottom, water flow, so then that way the water doesn't seep into the join at the top of the window, and hopefully it should just roll over the join at the bottom. This could be difficult. So that little sucker, there's a little gap in here. You got to open it up and feed it in big side. And what it does is it pinches that open further to create an even better seal. I got stuck. It ain't going to be easy. Jesus. All right. This is going to be hard.
Morning fresh.
Well, this is my trick. Through work, there's a product that you've got to use, soapy waterfall, and it has rubber channels on it, and it will not go together until you put rubber channels, lubrication on it. Normally put it in a spray bottle with water and spray it on, but don't have that option. So I've just got a bit on my fingers, and I'm just rubbing it all over the little rubber trim, and then just rub it right on the joint of where it goes. Still a screwdriver. Then I've twisted this to one side, so one side sort of sits in there, and then I just push in the other side with the screwdriver, and because it's lubricated, it just slips in. I'm sure there's a proper way of doing this, but this is the way I've got.
Home job way.
And then I'm going to cut it before I go put it in, because I won't be able to cut it once it's in. Cut it. Yeah, make sure it's morning fresh too. You want it to be morning fresh, none of this other bullshit. Sponsor me, morning fresh, and is it Viva paper towel? I'll take both. Building my car with house utensils. Oh no, I cut it a bit long. God damn. Window is in. Look at that.
How long did that take you?
20 minutes, half an hour to put that little rubber in, and then the window another 20 minutes, so 45 minutes. Clean all your morning fresh off your window. But yeah, so we have window. Hello! There's a window! Motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Pinch the tip of my fucking finger.
Oh my god.
I'll go to the other side.
Jesus Christ. Watch the glass. Jesus. What are you doing? You need to talk to me.
See the bit that needs to go forward?
This bit on my side?
Yep, I need to pull it to you.
It's not lifting. You're gonna wreck your paint.
It's on. We've got one bolt in it, and then we're just sort of twisting and pivoting off the one bolt. The double nut trick that I had to, I drilled the nuts out that were welded to the tray mount on the chassis. So I welded them out so they're not actually a nut anymore. It's just it just sleeves in. I couldn't grind them out because the grinding blade wouldn't fit. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a strap here somewhere and pull the tray that way just a little. I need like 5 mil to get that bolt in. Ow. My finger.
Show everyone.
Yeah, the mistakes we made.
Yeah, so everyone can learn.
Yep.
Make sure if you have bubble, you have it covered up.
Make sure you wrap up the little sliders that go past your cab,
Yeah.
otherwise you'll scratch them like we just did.
Lucky you.
Lucky it's
Bus anyway.
yeah, it was not a mash bus anymore, it's a mash ute.
Shit.
It's not a bus anymore, it's a ute. Oh, I should have put the fucking lights back in first.
What light?
These ones?
Oh. Fuck.
Screw. Can you just hold that? Like there. Yep. There.
It's a shit.
How the fuck did you catch that? That's it. That's all that holds it. Yeah. That one's fucked. Ow. Every time I headbutt that fucking thing. Yes, I went down to Bunnings to get some new pinch weld, but Bunnings call it rubber wire. My old one was old and sunburnt and sort of just broke when I ripped it off. Last time where I had my join, I had it up the back here, right up where it goes up the pillar, because you can't really see where it was. I'm just gonna go feed it on, and then we're gonna cut it perfectly to length. I'll get me some multi-grips, which I knew were right here, and just pinch a couple bits, make it really tight, making sure she ain't gonna come off anytime soon. Beauty. Now we'll go get the snorkel. This is the hard bit, getting it back in. Well, before that, actually, I'm gonna put my indicator in because it goes through here. I'll do that now. Indicator. All right, time to fight this bad boy. That one stays on the snorkel and the rubber boot. The hardest bit is getting this fucking thing back in. I really need to get a new airbox, eh? Snorkel done, sliders done, tray done. Just got to finish bolting up the bull bar. I didn't bolt it properly because I wanted to make sure all the sliders and stuff were going to fit nicely without having to unbolt that. Good news is, just behind me there, you could probably hear the car on. It's ready to roll out of the shed. It's fully painted, wrapped up. I just got to start doing all the small bits and pieces like wiring the tail lights and stuff in, and just small little miscellaneous things, but the major job of painting is done. Came out better than I thought with the bodywork and the prep. Obviously it's still not a show car, it's a home job, so let's roll this bad boy out of the shed. We're going to put an end to that episode right there, guys. As you can see, the car is fully back under its own steam, full bar work, everything's painted, looking pretty slick, except for a couple spots on the bodywork, but I didn't have the time to put, like I said, a couple of days into doing bodywork. So still probably a couple little build episodes coming, just with the small fiddly little bits. I've still got to do my interior. I'm still waiting for my seats. I'm getting my seats reupholstered. So we still got a few small things to do, but we're on track for our next wheeling trip. I will without everything finished. It's driving now. As long as I've got seats in it, I don't care. I'll drive it like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.